Had been coming on like a freight train and appeared capable of steamrolling anybody and anything in their path. Now let's have a look at how it played out. Well, again, Dallas was home and huge favorites, 9 points. In fact, Dion was pumped because maybe the offense had him figured into their plans against the Packers. Down 3-0, Dallas called Dion's number early, but look at Cowboys tight end Jay Novacek execute a blatant pick on the defender, which cleared the way for Sanders to grab it and go and set up the TD that made it 7-3 Cowboys. Dallas got the ball back and struck again. Troy Aikman to Michael Irvin put Green Bay in a quick 14-3 hole on the road. But Brett Favre, who was wound so tight he missed his first 6 passes, found his range and answered the alarm. Robert Brooks with a flat-out fly pattern clicked for 73, and the Pack was in business. Brooks with some moves in the end zone with Dion in mind. Yet the Cowboys came back to take a 24-17 halftime lead. But in the third, Favre had the Pack on the move in a hurry, and when the Cowboys defense failed once more to adjust to this double tight end alignment, Keith Jackson was alone with a linebacker and rumbled toward the end zone to set up the first and goal. But the Pack's running game had fizzled. They had to settle for a field goal. Favre, though, got it back and just kept on winging. Here to Robert Brooks, and now Green Bay had the lead 27-24. But Dallas answered once again. That offensive line cleared the way, and Emmitt Smith plowed in as the Cowboys retook the lead. The Packers were only down 4 with 10 minutes to go, but Favre had abandoned the running game, and here forced one that Larry Brown was waiting for. The Pack had picked on Brown all day, but he burned them there. Aikman went right for the kill. Michael Irvin with lots of contact, but the officials flagged the Pack for interference. Dallas was in business again, and Emmitt Smith put a knife in Green Bay's heart a few moments later, going 16 yards untouched. Smith ran for 150 yards and 3 TDs. Irvin came up big. That Cowboys offensive line helped Dallas control the ball, the clock, and wear out the Packer defense. It was a game in which the lead changed 5 times, but the Cowboys had the ball nearly 39 minutes. And as CNN's Darren Kagan reports from Dallas, when the going got tough, the tough just kept going.
The Cowboys were trailing in the fourth quarter and counted on experience to overtake the Packers, gaining a total of 124 yards, scoring 2 touchdowns in just over 3 minutes to put this game away for good.
Hey, I'm glad it struck midnight. Cinderella, go home. You know what I'm saying?
We've been in these type of games. We've been in close games like this, big games, and I think knowing that we've been able to come out of those games victorious was a real help for us.
The Packers couldn't answer the Cowboys in the fourth quarter as Dallas spread around the offense. Michael Irvin and Jay Novacek both had long receptions, and Emmitt Smith rushed 8 times for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Heck, I didn't even imagine I was going to get it no more than 25, to tell you the truth. I fueled up for 25. After that, I was just running on E. And I think as the game went on, they started to wear. Even we was wearing a little bit, and we was able to get on blocks and sustain blocks for a while and give me some running lanes, and I was able to make things happen.
In the end, the big Dallas 3 did it again. Troy Aikman threw for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Irvin had 100 yards receiving, and Emmitt Smith rushed 35 times for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns.
We keep coming down here and getting lessons, I suppose. And I said that with each game down here, we've learned a little bit more. And hopefully we can evaluate this game and continue to learn. But pretty soon the lessons, I'm tired of the lessons, you know. But Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, that offensive team for Dallas is as fine a group assembled as I've seen. And when they play and they're on, boy, they're tough.
The big Dallas 3 now becomes a problem of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who will face the Cowboys in Super Bowl 30 in Arizona. In Irving, Texas, Darren Kagan, CNN Sports.
Late in the second quarter of the game, Packers assistant coach Gil Haskell was run over by receiver Robert Brooks out of bounds. The coach was sent flying backward, fell hard on his back while his head smacked the ground. The 55-year-old coach was taken away on a stretcher, left the field by ambulance, and is now hospitalized in serious condition with head injuries tonight. Fred?
Green Bay Packers went into San Francisco and steamrolled over the 49ers. Brett Favre so relaxed during that game, he said he was checking out cheerleaders while he was in the huddle. Well, things figure to be different this week in Dallas in the NFC Championship game. The Cowboys had beaten the Pack 6 times in a row, and they plan to use Favre as a human pom-pom. Ex-Dallas coach Jimmy Johnson meeting with Jerry Jones. I had to kick your... First quarter, 7-3. Unlet, picked off. Cowboys get the ball at the Packer 13. and set up a touchdown by Michael Irvin. Mike Holmgren thinking this is going to be a long day. Charles Haley on the sideline with back problems, 14-3 Cowboys. Back comes the pack. Favre to Robert Brooks. He beats Larry Brown, 73 yards for the touchdown, and the Packers are very much alive. And Brooks thinks he's Ickey Woods. Next Green Bay possession. Favre to Keith Jackson. They killed the 49ers with a tight end over the middle. They do it here, 24 yards, 17-14 pack, but they wouldn't be smiling long. Darren Woodson crushes Brooks. Brooks careens into pack. Receivers coach Gil Haskell, who hit his head on the turf. Game stopped for 10 minutes. Haskell taken to the hospital. More on him later. Dallas pinned down, but not for long. From the one, outbursts Emmett for a 24-yard gain. Later on the drive, Eric Williams watching chop block John Jurkovic, who went down in agony. Jurkovic would have to leave the game, but wanted to give a thing or two to Williams before he left. He's out with a torn ligament. Tempers flaring here. Later in the drive, Aikman complete to Michael Irvin. He had 7 catches for 100 yards. This one good for a pickup of 28. Sets up Emmett from a yard out, plunging over. Cowboys up 24-17 at the half. Third quarter, Brooks in motion, curls back over the middle, and a cluster of 4. Cowboys makes the catch. Favre, 3 TDs in the game. Pack up 27-24. Where is the D? There is none. Early fourth quarter, Smith bolting up the middle 5 yards. Dallas up 31-27. We ride the seesaw. Can Favre answer? The answer is no. Picked off by Brown, who was torched earlier in the game, redeeming himself as he returns the ball to the Dallas 46. And then it's Emmett, and more Emmett, exploding up the middle untouched, a 16-yard run. Smith with 3 scores in the game, and that pretty much sealed the deal. Mike Holmgren knows it's not going to happen this time around. And the Cowboys rejoice, 38-27. They're going to the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in 4 years, and a record 8th time overall. Emmett, 35 carries, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. Michael Irvin with a pair of TD catches himself. How about them Cowboys? NFC champs again, and Dion had this for all the doubters.
I'm not going to say I told you so, but you know what I won't say.
We was happening, baby. We gave them their prop, we respected them, and we came out and we played like the Dallas Cowboys should. Hats off to them, but it's us the winners today.
We had an up and down season this season. Everything. You guys are always talking about something, man. It's always surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. But we battled through it, and we maintained.
I feel good about what we've done, but unfortunately it had to end this way, you know, and the season has to end some way, you know, and 29 teams have to end with a loss, you know, and one team ends with a win. But we came a long ways, you know. It's just, it's upsetting we didn't go all the way.
Hey, I'm ticked off. I'm not happy about this game. I'm not happy because I get an official to tell me that I'm whining too much. We got a player that got his knee tore up. This league will not do anything about illegal chops. Guys' careers can get ended like that, and the NFL sit back and don't do nothing about it.
To those idiots at 410 Park Avenue realize that, you know, they've got livelihoods at stake, and they have to protect everybody, not just the guys that wear the skirts with the low numbers that throw the ball. Then it's not going to change.
I'm not a dirty player, and I want everybody to know that. I didn't mean to do it. It was just a chop block, and it was a legal block, and you can look at it on the film. But if he's hurt, I apologize, and I'm sorry.
I'm sick of it. I put too much work in this game. I worked my butt off during the off season. And then I get this far. And then I get a referee that tells me that I complain too much.
Reggie White's so incensed about Cowboys and their chop blocking, he vowed to personally appeal to the NFL's competition committee to ban those blocking techniques. Now for the numbers. The game closer than the stats might indicate. Dallas with 10 more first downs outgained the Pack 419-328. Cowboys converting on 56% of their third down tries, holding Green Bay to 22%. Bottom line, time of possession. Dallas just wore down the Packer D, pounding them repeatedly with Emmett.